Just want to say, again, congratulations. This is a pretty large group, and it's always fun to see not only a group of 2 or 3 students as we saw before, but anytime we can see a group of 4 to 6 students, it's always interesting to see just the dynamic and the collaboration that you guys put into putting out your projects. So again, want to say thank you to you guys, Andrew, Ethan, Kyle, James, and David. This is your time to shine. So if you guys would not mind, for the sake of introductions, just start down the line here, and if you guys could introduce yourselves, and the floor is yours. So who do we have, guys?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, everybody. We are Team Kingdom Coders. Kingdom Giants is what we call ourselves. We're 5, so we're like a group of Kingdom Coder guys. We're not a boy band, but close to that. My name's Andrew. I am. We're into JavaScript program. All of us did the JavaScript program. Before I came to Bethel Tech, I had just finished BSSM 3rd year, the ministry school at Bethel. And it's great to be here with you guys today. And I will pass it off to our next presenter.
Hello, hello. Can you all hear me? Okay. My name is Ethan LeBlond, and I am one of the members of Kingdom Giants. We have worked together through most of the later half of the JavaScript course and requested that we be put into a team for our final project. And we were granted that. So it's awesome. Work together with these guys. They're a group of amazing guys, incredibly supportive, work great together as a team. Awesome. And I'll pass it on to Kyle.
Hi, I'm Kyle Klaiber, and yeah, I'm in Redding, California, and yeah, just been awesome working with you guys. It's pretty new to me. I haven't really done much with computers or tech at all, so this is pretty much ground floor for me. So a lot of learning, a lot of late nights. So yeah, go ahead, James.
And I am James Martinez, and much like Kyle, I have no experience with computer development outside of the last 6 months, and I am in Springdale, Arkansas. Okay, Mr. David.
All right, thank you, James. I'm David Perez. Same with Kyle and James. I've always liked computers and design and stuff, but I've never pursued it because I thought it was something that you had to, devote 4+ years to your life and spend $100,000 on. But with Bethel Tech and Woz U, that's I quickly learned it's not the case, and I couldn't recommend this partnership enough to anybody who really wants to get into web development. And then I do want to thank Andrew, Ethan, Kyle, James, and Mr. Richard for just supporting me and kind of just bringing this whole project along. A lot of late nights, a lot of headaches, a lot of good frustration, but I think I can speak for the team and say that we're all extremely proud of what we have. So, and thank you, Richard, the style guy. I like it. We're going to move in next to the framework and libraries that we used. So we actually did a MERN stack, which is the MongoDB, which we used Mongoose for, Express.js, React, Redux, and then the Node.js for the back end. Our styling components were from Bootstrap 4 and Reactstrap for the nav bar. Thank you, Ethan. And a bunch of FontAwesome icons. And really, though, we didn't leave everything stock. We kind of jumped in and we changed it and made it our own. So custom, text color classes and everything. And Yes, Richard, profile pictures, tons of profile pictures. I really wanted to capture the responsive web design for our application. And how I would do that is, I mean, we could do the Chrome tools and stuff like that, but thought it'd be a little bit easier to kind of display what it looks like on a actual mobile phone. So that's your login screen, just the dash kind of scrolling through. Everything's fit perfectly. It's really responsive and very easy to use. Here's an example of doing a quick post from the dashboard. So everything's pretty seamless. Emojis work just great, and we're very proud of how that turned out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is pass it off to our first presenter for the live demo.
All right, here we go. So yeah, just before I get started, I wanted to just do a couple shout outs. Really proud of just this group, and just wanted to just say for James, like, this dude was awesome. He was working 2 jobs with a wife and kids, and like some way in between all that craziness, managed to like still crush it. And just, yeah, he blows me away with just his magnitude of like how much he can do. And Ethan, just super proud of him. He had some like really tough challenges, like trying to get some stuff to work. That was really hard to just to get to work. And he just kept going and kept pushing, and dude just never gave up. So his determination, he's going to be an awesome leader. And Andrew, even though he was like out of the country and got sick and just had a bunch of stuff come up, like still just kept staying on track. Yeah, that was really awesome. And then David, like, just seriously just blows me away. Like, this dude is so intelligent, an incredible leader. He's like extremely driven and really patient too, and wise. And so he had an awesome eye for design. So he just made our sites just beautiful because a lot of his like late nights and stuff. And so he's a future CTO for sure. So, but then I wanted to shout out for Richard too, because like he was just, this guy's a huge addition to Woz U. So you guys made an amazing hire. And he's hilarious. He's fun to work with, and he's really knowledgeable too. So he's like, I really felt like he just really cared about us. He wasn't just like seeing us as a number, but he's really just wanted to do a good job for us to do a good job. And so he really empowered us really well. So for that, I just wanted to, we're going to sign up a user, and we'll just go with Richard. So we're going to do Super Rich. All right, so this will take you, for the new users, it just kind of takes you to this landing page, and just shows a little bit about the collective. And just this site's just designed to connect people to other amazing people in the area through shared interests, events, and community groups. And so it just gives a little instructions to how to get started. So we'll go ahead and create a profile. We got Super Rich. I'm going to leave this blank for now. We have a default avatar that populates. So if you don't have a profile link, then it'll just kind of have a default one. I'm not sure if Richard's married or single, so we'll just go single. I don't know. And we got all these choices for different careers. We'll go teacher, Woz U. And then you can also put personal websites in here. I'll just put my GitHub for that. Redding, California. And Richard likes long walks and error free code. Then you can also add some like social network links. So we have Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. So I'll just go ahead and put mine in here. I actually don't have an Instagram, so. Okay. All right, so as you can see, the profile picture is right up here. It's just the default now. So we can actually go view the profile. It's right there. He's a teacher at Woz U, happily single, Reading, and here's his bio. We don't have anything added yet here, so that's empty, but all these links are functional. So that goes to the GitHub, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, I don't have to go through all of them, but yeah, those are all functional. Get your LinkedIn and everything like that. So, so when you want to bring in a profile picture, I'm gonna close these because it's running kind of slow. There we go. So you can edit profile down here and add in a profile picture. So here's the default that enters in there, and we'll give Super Rich this Superman picture. So you just copy an image address and paste it in there, and it live loads this into here. And then when you submit, you'll see the avatar up top change as well. So that's your profile, and we can add a quick post here. And that populates there. And so you can also comment and all that stuff. And so, but yeah, with that, I'm going to pass it along to Ethan, and I'll take it from there.
Just getting everything set up. 1 second. All right. All right, here we go. So, as you can see, I'll just log in here, and we will begin new updated comment. We are going to check out the communities page. Here we have all the communities. Some of these are currently work in progress. Others are fully functional. We have the main collective, which is just the overall. We've got missions, got outdoors, special needs, business, students. We're going to check out the outdoors feed. Here you can see everybody's comments. You can make our own. Post it. There it is. Me giving a disapproving stare at having to take a selfie. We can comment on our own comment. And we can also delete said comment. Oh, and look, we have James commenting as well. We can delete comment, and we can go back. See that we have one comment there currently. We can like a comment, dislike this comment. Then from here, we can go over to the missions. See, this is also working. Got all the comments and everything on here. Go back to communities. All's functioning. And yeah, that's the, go away. That is the communities tab. Very nice little drop down and everything. I think that's it for me. So I'll pass it on to our next share. Andrew, take it away.
Thank you, Ethan. I am here, everybody, to give you the full user experience of our app. Let me log out real quick. So it's been a long day, but I just wanted to come on and check out the collective before I go to bed over here in Sweden. So let me just log in real quick because I'm just really excited to see all the new content that David and James and Ethan and Kyle have posted, and maybe even a couple other new guests to the application. So here we go. Here's my dashboard. Let me see here. Super Rich. Oh, he's a new user. Saving the world from error-free code one day at a time. Should I like that? Should I unlike it? Ooh, I don't know. It depends. Some people maybe don't like that kind of stuff. I'll go ahead and like it again. But I want to comment on it because, you know, Superman, he kind of got distracted with Lex Luthor sometimes, and so that wasn't all efficient. So what if we fight Lex Luthor while Richard focuses on making good workshops for all the Woz U errors? I think that would be more efficient for Woz U and Bethel Tech, honestly, because Lex Luthor, you know, he's just not the nicest of guys. And so I need to go back. Let me go back. Make sure everyone made it to the polls today in America. I'm going to like my own post and see if anyone... Oh, David did write something. You know, I was there, quite frankly, the easiest voting experience I've ever had, possibly ever. I agree. You know, democracy should be easy. It should be easy peasy. There's a lot of cool things on here. Let me go to my profile real quick because I wanted to update some things. I had a really cool conversation with this super beautiful girl on the train yesterday. And, you know, I've been single for a little bit, but I think we might have something going. You know, I'm really hoping for the best. You know, she's kind of texting me a little bit. So let's just say I'm going to leave the celibate lifestyle. I really feel like God's calling me into relationship in this season. So I'm going to change my relationship status. And also, I was looking for work, but I ran into this guy here who's creating a startup here in Stockholm for a scooter. So you can like leave a scooter and then you can use an app to rent a scooter and stuff like that. So I'm going to change myself to developer at the Swedish scooter shoot. How does that sound? That sounds like a good company name. So let's update that. And now let's go over here and see my profile. Now look at that, it's updated. I'm now a developer at Swedish Shooter Scooter. I misspelled scooter, but you guys know what I meant. I'm happily in a relationship now. Here's my current city, Reading. And here's some other things about me, my interests. I love traveling the world. I like good hipster coffee. Phone calls with Zach is definitely a highlight of Bethel Tech. For sure, it's one of my interests. And the ketogenic dietary lifestyle as well goes really hand in hand with the Sour Candy Enthusiast Group of America, which is one of the groups I'm a member of. And then Ohio State football. And that's all I have to share with you guys. I need to actually log out because I got to get to bed here soon. But that was my typical day on the collective. And I just want to shoot it now over to Mr. James, who is going to take you on the next journey through our collection. Let me unshare my screen first. Take it away, James.
I'll share my screen. So I'm gonna, which screen did I share? Y'all see the collective? Did I share the right screen? Okay. So I'm gonna go through the idea of loading up an event and going to events. So this is our events page. And I'm going to create an event. I recently discovered mountain biking, so I'm gonna go create an event for next Saturday. You have childcare options. You have to click everything or otherwise it won't work, since it is going to be dangerous mountain biking. We're going to say no childcare. Again, family-friendly options. This event is not recommended for kids. And then we're going to go ahead and create the event. Come down here. As you look at the event, you got a couple of different options. Over here on the left, you can say count me in, as you can see. In the middle, you can say that you're interested, or on the right, you can say you can't go. You can click on the more details and it'll pull up the details of the event. Back to events. And then of course, if I wanted to delete the event, I can delete right here. And then down here, we got the events that have been created. So Mother's Day out, I am not a mother, so I'm probably not qualified, so I'm not gonna go. But Bike to Shasta Dam, that sounds like something that would interest me. As you see, it hosts. And back to events. You can see other comments. Once you get done with that, you can, again, right up here, goes to your profile page. Make sure everything is looking good there. I added some experience. And then you can come over here to the friends page, and this will actually show all the registered users we have. You can scroll through. If you see somebody that looks like they may be similar in nature to you, traveling the world hipster coffee. I love coffee. Let's see who this Mr. Andrew is. The world's most lovable ginger. I think him and I could get along. It gives me methods to connect with him right up here. Shows what he's interested in. And that'll then back to dashboard. And I will turn it over to Mr. David, and he'll finish off our presentation.
All right, thank you, everybody. I'm going to do a little quick login here, but let's say I just, you know, let's say I'm trying to sign in here as something like a user we don't have, let's say. So this obviously isn't even a real email. It'll probably catch that. It'll recognize users through their email, and if they don't have an email address that's registered us, the backend actually throws an error that says that the user's not found. Adversely too, with the password, if I just type in some random password, it won't let you through. It'll give you the password incorrect. Let's say that I do remember my password. Cool, cool. And so, let's see. Get that out of the way there. Cool. So what I'm going to do here is just going to make a quick post here with a couple of little typo errors because, well, why not? You have the ability to go ahead and edit your posts that update automatically. You can also delete your posts that, again, update automatically. So it's like it never happened there. I'm going to throw a couple likes here, maybe add a comment. Talking about Batman real quick. What I'm going to do next here is I'll inspect my profile. I see that I'm a part of just one group here, and then I have only 2 interests. I do have my experience in education. Shout out to Bethel School of Technology. But what I really want to do is go ahead and I want to add some more interests here. I love music. So we're going to go ahead and add that one on there, and then I'm going to add one more. And let's say doing live presentations, which is actually not an interest of mine, but that's what I'm currently doing. And then I'm going to also add a group here. So let's say that I want to be in people who write acceptable code. And we'll go ahead and submit that there. And we're going to go ahead and check out the, well, there's two ways too. You can get to your profile. There's one through the dashboard quick link, and then up here in the nav bar photo. So as you can see, the interests that I've added are now in the interest array. And in the groups, we have both of my groups there. And that's all I got. And when we log out, we send you right back to the login screen. So you're good to log in for the next time. And actually, that concludes our presentation. So thank you.
Guys, fantastic job. Pretty much all I could say is wow. Yeah, that's it. You pretty much answered all my questions with regards to what 5 guys can do who obviously didn't get along very well throughout the course of this project phase. So yeah, just hats off to you guys. That was the depth, the scope, just the application with what it entailed and what you guys are capable of in terms of the collective unit that you guys put together. And then that was absolutely hands down one of the most humorous presentations we've ever had. So great job to each of you guys. So, you guys answered several of these questions that I normally ask throughout the course of your presentation. So just have a couple that I want to throw out at you guys to get a little more context on challenges. I mean, obviously it's, we have different time zones, different countries that you guys are working with collectively. Were there any particular challenges as a group that you guys faced in getting through a project, with this much depth?
Yeah, I'd like to add a word there. With having 5 people, the hardest thing is probably the scheduling, because, James has 2 jobs. 2 jobs. I have a 9-month-old at home, and just have unlimited kids, it seems. And so just getting a schedule together where everybody can work on something, and our communication was something that was built up. In the beginning, it was kind of like, well, where do we start? What do we do? I think the beginning is the most challenging, because you have nothing and you're trying to build a base layer where people can add on to it after that. And so just being able to communicate was probably the biggest fix. But with 5 people who are just starting this whole Scrum thing, it's just like getting everybody together on the same page was a challenge at times. But like you said, these guys are all pretty hard to get along with. So it turned out to be okay.
Yeah, fantastic. Any others in the group that want to share anything?
I thought it was I think one of the challenges that I didn't really expect was not code related. It was more just in my own head. You can be your own worst enemy sometimes. And I feel like I thought it was just me, because dude, we have so much brain power on this team. It was incredible, the intelligence and just the group. And so it was easy to kind of let those insecurities kind of fester whenever you're like, man, I can't figure this out. And so it's a challenge to say, hey guys, I really need help. And so I think we really grew as a team when we were able to just man, that's me too. I feel this way too. And just the emotional side of it was, I feel like we really grew as a team in that.
Yeah, great. And thank you, Kyle, for the, for the transparency in that as well. I think it's important to recognize that, this is such a short amount of time that you guys spend together collectively, and just where you guys get from day one in project phase to where you are today, regardless of your group size or things like that, it takes an enormous amount of just willingness to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, understand who you are, willingness to engage with your teammates and things like that, and come together collectively to put something like this together is, yeah, just hats off to you guys. So 2 more weeks, guys. We give you 2 more weeks hypothetically. What any additional features you guys would like to add?
What do you think, Ethan?
Yeah, there's definitely some finishing up the rest of the events that we are not events, communities that we have. yesterday I was like, I had all these things I was like, oh, we could fix this up or do this or do that. Now it's like, blanking now, of course, because the big day. But just little touch-ups, fixes. Yeah, just a few things that we didn't actually finally get to finish on some of the things. Like we have on the events, it displays military time. We're trying to get that to display AM, PM instead. Didn't get around to that eventually, so still is on military time, but things like that. There's a few other little additions we'd love to add, stuff like that. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I'd like to add too. So the way we made our communities, because if you were going to, let's say, post to the outdoors community, that wouldn't be available for you to view on any other community. So they're community specific. So what would have been cool, I think, and it was originally the attempt, was to be able to create your own communities and then have the posts and users tied to that community. And so what we ended up having to do is just creating different APIs for each community, when what probably would have been better for a bigger scale and more user-friendly community feature is to program it to where you can add your own community, and then the posts and the events and everything would just be tied to that community. So the code's pretty heavy. Like I said, there's at least 3 different community API files, and they're huge, and they have each function from each community basically duplicated with a couple words changed out. And then a couple things probably on the style side, being the style coordinator, I guess, is I could do style until I die. Because I enjoy it, and because I think we could always make things look a little bit fresher.
Yeah, another thing we didn't get to add or would like to add is having links from your interests. So you could click on someone's interest or your own interest, and then it would take you to another page, or have a notification system like all social media applications use. So you could actually know when Lex Luthor had been defeated and Richard was free again to make another Woz U workshop. It would tell you when you logged in, something like that.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. So before opening it up to any last minute questions, if you guys would just do us a favor, and Andrew, we'll start with you. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself and what your goals are after graduation.
Yeah, I had been looking to get into something tech for over a year, because I had originally worked in Central America with an aid community development organization, and then I went from there into a ministry school setting. So I'd had 6 years of kind of volunteer work, and so I wanted to really get into a solid career. And Woz U Bethel Tech, just happened to be created at the time when I was searching. So I'm really thankful I got in here and went through the program. And so I'm looking to, I'd really like to either get into a mid-size software company or smaller company. But I'd really like to get into building native apps for iOS and Android eventually, either with a startup or even some kind of agency that specializes in those. Just get all into the world of apps is where I like to go, and maybe eventually, meet some great people and go off and start something risky but successful at the same time.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Kyle, how about yourself?
Yeah, a little about me. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have any experience with tech at all, and it's just a really cool process, just how I got here. God just made it really clear. I always just thought it was cool stuff, and I never thought it would be something I could do. And so that was just really cool. Just the whole process, just applying to Bethel Tech, and just every step of the way, just felt right. And so I'm really excited. I never knew, it's kind of like finding something that you never knew you'd be passionate about. and the more you walk into it, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be so cool. Like I get to do these. So I feel like things are coming to life in me. So I'm just really excited to do that and to see, since it's so new to me, it's like tech is its own world in itself. It's like, where do you go? So I'm just excited to learn. I just want to get hired on somewhere where I can like come under some guys that know what they're doing and just absorb it and figure out what I'm passionate about in the tech space. So pretty much everything's so new that like I can learn anywhere. So yeah, just kind of do that and meet some cool people along the way.
Great, thank you. And James, how about yourself?
Very similar to Kyle. I had really no inkling to do anything computer related. I saw it on through the Bethel Tech, and I was always wanted to participate in the Bethel School of Ministry, so this was my avenue to get there. But the Bethel School of Ministry actually kind of took almost a second seat to the coding aspect of this. I absolutely fell deeply in love with the idea of development and the endless possibilities it has and the challenges. So I'm definitely excited about where that takes me. I'm looking to do anything front-end development, specifically in that React world.
Very nice, thank you. And Ethan, how about you?
Yeah, I heard about this through a conference, a Bethel conference, and I'd been looking to get into the tech world for a while, so I thought Bethel and tech at the same time sounds good, pretty good to me. My eventual goal is, well, my current goal is to just learn more, practice more, get good at everything so that I'm more prepared, and then look for a job and eventually get into game development kind of world. That's the long-term goal. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, David, how about yourself?
Yeah, I actually have a similar story. I didn't really think anything about being in the tech industry. My wife and I have been praying about a way to provide, because we had just started a family, so we have a little month-old at home. And so we were just praying, like, hey, what would be, like, God, what would be a good way to, provide for the family, but make it a good job, an enjoyable job. And my wife sent me a link to Bethel Tech. I was like, hey, check this out. And, like I said earlier, I was like, I didn't know, like, you could do this without $100,000 in debt and a 4-year degree. And so I ended up praying about it, and we were just talking, and we just felt so peaceful about investing the money into it. And since then, like, I would say the investments have already paid off. Immediately after school, I have actually 3 freelance jobs lined up with a couple churches. I'm going to be creating a hybrid app for my home church, and then redoing their whole website because they're on that Squarespace junk right now. And so we're going to switch them over to some pretty awesome and, non-Squarespace content. And then I have another church, Richard, I have another church that's asked me to make a website too. And in the future, it would be cool to obviously, I think one thing is that I really like about this field is that you have the ability to do something on the side, to where you can put in your 40 hours, 50 hours a week at a job, but you can also have the free creative ability to write a website for a friend, or do a small business website, and just have that be additional. And so really the possibilities are endless. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Very nice. And yeah, guys, thank you guys each. You guys all kind of touched on that common theme, and kind of the last few words I'll say to you guys. But in terms of just that lifelong learning mentality and how important that is in the tech space, and each of you guys, kind of touched on that in your willingness to continue to learn, to continue to grow, to continue to progress, not only as a developer, with your own learnings, but also just those opportunities that can present themselves in terms of side projects, of contract work, of helping a friend or a colleague out. Those are all things that foundationally are going to build that depth to your own repertoire that you're going to bring out in the field. So just continue to grow, continue to push the boundaries. This was such a fantastic project that in of itself is a great representation of what each of you guys bring to the table for this next chapter, and that's huge. And so just we applaud your efforts. I do want to give Johanna one last opportunity here to kind of close out the day for us, because this was, again, just another great example of not only the students at Bethel Tech, but what you guys are going to do out there in the field in the tech industry, and just the extension that each of you guys are to the Bethel family is tremendous. So we just applaud you guys. So with that, Johanna, give you an opportunity to close out the day and send these guys on their way.
Yeah. Hey guys, the presentations were amazing. I love how you all solved real world problems, which is so great. Thank you again for being a part of our family. You will always be a part of our family. We're excited for next steps. Some of you already have jobs, and some of you we are praying with and believing with and working with to get those next jobs. So make sure you still communicate with us and give us those testimonies, because we love them. Also, just to let you know, so I know some people have been asking, we will be getting your graduation certificates to you in the mail here in the next few weeks. So you can frame it and sign, look at it, and just be super excited to have those beautiful, hard-worked, hard-earned certificates to you pretty soon. So we love you all. Again, super proud, excited that you are part of our family. Can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you, Johanna. And guys, take care. Just a tremendous job today. Way to close out the day. To both groups that presented today, just a fantastic job. We're looking forward to hearing from you guys and working with each of you as you move into the next phase and the next chapter. And just God bless you guys. Take care.